All right, hey everyone, this is Pastor Chris, and we want to give you a little bit of an insight as to the sheer amount of work that needs to go on here to get us back together. We thought you've heard it from us, you've heard us talk about it, but we want to show you. So we're going to give you a little bit of a quick tour, so stay with us, follow us, make sure you watch this whole video so you can really see what's going on. So if you take a look over here, you'll notice that front of house is gone. Okay, and there's a lot of work that's being done over here. Now, the reason front of house is gone is because we don't have a front of house anymore. Our front of house is over here in the front of the sanctuary. You'll notice all the chairs are gone, all the chairs are missing. They're lined up on the walls here. All this furniture is in the middle of the room. I'll tell you all about that in a couple of minutes. But everything that used to be over there is now over here in the middle of the front of the sanctuary. And the reason for that is because we had to convert everything into a studio. You've heard us say that, but this is what it looks like to have to convert everything into a studio. Check out what we've had to set up here. It's kind of a lot, right? You'll know right off the bat, this looks totally different, but this is what's going on behind the scenes when we're doing our live services. Check out what we had to set up over here. You'll see our boards. We've had to get new gear in. We've had to learn the new gear. We've had to set up the gear. We've had to start training people on the gear. There's a lot of work that's gone into doing this. Now, before we can reopen and meet together, obviously this can't be here, right? And so there's no plans for this to be here in the middle of the room. So we have to take what we've basically converted our church into being a studio, what we've used to do that, and move this somewhere else, and then reset front of house. So here's our plan to do that. So follow me this way. Let's come this way. And you'll see, I'm having you follow me this way because you can see all the stuff we have everywhere. All right, there's stuff lined up. You see all the wiring on the floor. We're pulling out of the walls, pulling it out of the ceiling. You can see here, if you look on stage, the stage is torn apart. It's not at all what you remember it to be with the mic set up and all that stuff. Thankfully, we've been able to continue to use the space. But come over here into this back hallway because there's a lot of changes that are happening back here. One of the major changes that we're making, if you've watched our morning devotions, you've noticed that the space has been really nice, and we've been able to do devotions in a great space like that. But those devotions have happened in the children's foyer downstairs. From here on out, this is where all of that will be set up. So this will be basically a studio room, a room where we can come in and record our morning devotions or whatever else we need to record to go live, to just come to you with stuff like that. That's going to happen right here in this space. So a lot has to happen in this space to make that happen, to get us out of the children's foyer so we can start using downstairs. So if you keep coming this way, all right, you're going to see there's work going on over here. Say hi to Larry's legs. All right, he's in the ceiling. But you'll see this empty office right here. And if you continue down the hallway, you see this empty office. Now, everything that you see out there that's in the middle of the floor needs to come in here and go into these two offices. Believe it or not, that's an incredible amount of work. We have 4 inches of concrete, and then we have corrugated steel that we need to bore through in order to get the lines run through the ceiling downstairs so all the lines could come up and be dropped into these 2 open spaces. We have to have everything set up. We have to have everyone trained in how to use all of this, and we need to do it without missing a beat so that we can still continue to minister well through our live streams and everything like that. So you can tell just by that, the sheer amount of work that goes into something like this. You can see we've already started ripping stuff apart. It's a little bit of a disaster, but it needs to be that way, you know. And if we come back in here into the sanctuary, just a couple more things that I want to say and I want to show you, and I want you guys to understand. As we come back into the space and you get the picture behind us, we have the staging. You see wires everywhere. You just see stuff, it looks like it's strewn about. This is how we have to live right now. This is how we have to do things right now. We made a decision when all of this happened that we were going to continue to minister in the best way possible, and we've tried our hardest to do that. And this is where we're at. So we have to get from here to rebuilding front of house. We've got to get all of this in those 2 rooms. We have wire runs to do. We have new gear to set up, to learn how to use, to train people on. Guys, this is a lot of work. So hopefully you have a better understanding of what it is that's going on here. Continue to pray for us. Get excited. This is exciting what God is doing in this space. I hope you're excited about it. Make sure you're praying for the leadership. Make sure you're praying for all of the people that are giving of their time, their efforts, their strength, everything, their money. Make sure that you're praying for all of us as we continue in this endeavor, because we want to serve you as the church here at Christian Hill.